One of the changes that happens when people start to work with the respiratory microbiome in particular is that their boundaries begin to shift. So we can tell people logically, don't let people bully you, but it's a very automatic change as to where your boundaries are. So sometimes people who may have been used to having a lower status within a particular group, as they start to strengthen through the nasal humming, through taking herbs, as they start to expand their lung capacity, they might, it happens all the time. People will say, I chewed out my boss, I yelled at my husband, and I can't believe all of these changes that have just started happening in my life. What's going on with me? And then I'll ask, what is the result of that? Well, the marriage is better, she got a raise. A lot of times this just happens automatically. And the dreams that happen as we go through and start to reorder the respiratory microbiome and allow the upper dantian to really open up are that people will go from having dreams of being chased and running to dreams of fighting. And this can be incredibly bloody, it can be scary, but what your body's talking to you about is the fight that it's having. See, when your status is lowered, when you're in a state of stress, your immune system is depressed. And things are physically eating you. And the way this manifests emotionally and metaphysically in the dream realm is that you'll have dreams of running or running in slow motion. And what is that? It's like I'm trying to get away from something, but I can't. And these dreams can be terrible, and they can, be representative of caring for somebody, or even like a young child or something. You just can't protect them, and these dreams of people breaking into the house. And just for fair warning, you start to do this, start to go through, enhance the immune system, and it looks a lot more like blowing the head off of an intruder or beating somebody up. And these dreams don't last forever, but they can also look like, as you start to enhance this part of you, you might have a dream that you're even being like attacked by a wild animal as you're getting more in touch with your animal instincts. And these are actually good dreams, especially when you go from running to fighting. As uncomfortable as these dreams may be, they're a very good sign that your immune system is being activated. And just relax, don't try to over control it one way or the other. But as this starts to happen, as you're doing the nasal humming, as you're checking in with your body, as your body starts to activate its healing system, if emotionally, intuitively, you're just like, that person's my friend, but I don't want to be around them, listen to it. If just temporarily, right? Like, I'm not saying cut people off or do anything drastic, but sometimes you might need a break to reset a little bit. Now, on the other hand, these are negatives, right? Here's a positive. As your immune system starts to increase, as it starts to become more balanced, weather that might have scared you, like you look outside, it's a little bit windy, and you think, I'm going to stay inside. As you get stronger, you go, oh wow, it's a cool, breezy evening, and it's beautiful, I want to go out. And as your immune system gets stronger, you're not as afraid of that. Another positive that happens as you start to strengthen your immune system is you become more social. Part of being antisocial, part of being introverted, is that your body can be afraid of picking up diseases from other people. So being around other people can often feel draining. This isn't necessarily true introversion. It can happen as a result of a weakened immune system. So as you check in with yourself, as you start the internal viewing, as you start doing the sinus humming, as you start vibrating and enhancing the nitric oxide, as your immune system starts to become more balanced and more ordered, you can start to enjoy the company of other people. While at the same time, you can notice like, oh, geez, at an intuitive level, yuck, I don't want to be around this person. Or, even more importantly, yuck, I don't want to be on social media and see all this negative trash that I can feel is lowering my immune function, and the warm sensation I'm feeling in my upper dantian, the warm sensation I'm feeling in my heart, the warm sensation that I'm feeling in my lower dantian, in my pelvic cavity, I'm feeling this warmth and love, and all of a sudden you can feel this contrast with TV, with whatever kind of media that you've been in cycles of weakness with people that you've been in cycles of weakness with. You can start to renegotiate. So, yes, we can try to micromanage and journal and do all of that, but realistically, it happens at a subconscious level for it to be effective long term. And it happens not just at a subconscious level, it happens in agreement, in relationship with, and in communication with a trillion microbiota. See, when the trillion microbiota don't want you feeling depressed, they get angry at you when you're depressed. Because when you're depressed, you're no longer giving the citizen microbiota what they need. When you're depressed, you give pathogenic microbiota what they need. But your healthy, good microbiota need you to be healthy as well. And so they're going to be like, they're going to push your buttons and be like, you know what? I'm not giving you dopamine on that. I'm not going to give you any serotonin. No 5-HT for you when you feel like crap. But if you have pathogenic microbiota, they're only going to make you feel love when you feed them garbage. So that's why saying don't eat donuts, that doesn't work. But if we just work on enhancing the microbiota governance by way of nitric oxide, by way of ordering the microbiomes in the body, this happens automatically. So this is the unity of the subconscious, of the physical, of the microbial with the higher purposes that you have. So this is why we're starting at a physical level and then working from the ground up. Step 1, we're going to work with the respiratory system. Step 2, we're going to work with the GI microbiome. Step 3, we're going to work with the urogenital microbiome. Get these under control. Then, having gone top to bottom, we're going to go bottom to top, working with the lower dantian, making it very warm and radiant, working with the middle dantian, making it warm and radiant and feeling pulse throughout the body, and then really expanding our neural connections in the brain. So you're going to get these lightning strikes of brilliance. You're going to get a deeper peace than you've ever experienced before, and really have this communication through all aspects of your body, through the subconscious all the way up to the conscious and superconscious. You're going to have this connection. And call it enlightenment if you want. Call it normal functioning. I call it sobering up. You know, you drink a bunch of booze, you feel foggy, everything's kind of gunked up, then you have a good bowel movement, you sweat a little bit, you burp a few times, you fart, you start to think, right? This is no different than that. It's just, instead of sobering up over the course of a day because you had too much to drink the night before, this is just taking a couple months, 2 to 3 months, to undo the junk throughout your lifetime, intergenerationally, from past generations, so that you can at your best, think clearly, and effectively just sober up. Because if you try to go through life, if you've ever tried to run, right, go for a jog with a hangover, it's terrible. If you've tried to do mental work with a hangover, it's terrible. But if you try to do these things when you're sober, it's like, oh, this is pretty easy. Well, take it a step further. If you're carrying all of this junk through life, I'm not going to call it enlightenment. I'm just going to say, look, most of us are going through life as though we're hungover. We're hungover with intergenerational trauma. We're hungover with past experiences. We're hungover with all of these disconnects of communication within the body. And once we remove those blockages, get the nervous system fired up again, we function at our best. Then we screw up less and enjoy life more. That's it. That's what I'm offering. Okay? To hell with enlightenment, we're sobering up.